espionage action, which implies a gritty, pulse-pounding, sneaky bollocks runaround, and while that's certainly present, it always seems to be occupying the same space as a stiff and inefficient third-person shooter and the paranoid manifesto of an internet conspiracy theorist with several gunmen short of a grassy knoll. I'm going to recount as much of the story as I can before my brain starts to hurt. Solid Snake is a cloned mercenary who is suffering from premature aging due to a planned obsolescence scheme worthy of Microsoft. He lives with his support character and best friend, Otacon. The two of them have adopted a child together. That oozing sound you just heard was made by all the world's homoerotic fanfiction writers simultaneously emitting torrents of hot lady spunk. Anyway, Solid Snake is tasked with the assassination of his evil clone brother, who is dead but lives on through his possessed arm, which was grafted onto the body of— oh Christ, I can't go on, this shit is bananas. Play the games yourself if you want to know what's going on, although I can't guarantee that that'll be enough. To truly get into the mindset of Hideo Kojima, you'll have to do something pretty drastic, probably involving experimental brain surgery and a complete X-Files box set. Kojima's problem is that while he's very much aware that games are a new and exciting medium for getting a message across, he doesn't have much patience for the whole game aspect. In the past, I've flagged off a lot of story-based games for having too much story and not enough game, but all those previous titles swiftly disappeared beneath the waves of Metal Gear Solid's verbal diarrhea. I actually timed how long it took from pressing new game to engaging my first enemy. 23 fucking minutes, and this is supposed to be the fast-paced action hook to draw you in. Further on, some dialogues are long enough to warrant an intermission and refreshment counter, and most of them consist of characters learning things that most of the audience figured out by the first trailer. The funniest part is, I was delivered—
I am now, like, whatever, like, manic or something. I am the avatar of light. You are evil. I will destroy you. I will execute you with earth. That's the level I was on. It's like a religious and the best part is, again, I'll quickly tell you the story. Because I said to the guy, because I was thinking so many things, like how the fuck did Gary say that to me? What was he thinking? Like, yeah, I need to walk. So all I said to him was, you know what, man? You don't speak to me. Talk to anyone else. Talk to him if you want to. If you need to say something, says
shit. I gotta rebind my DPI on this thing.
That amygdala thing is get picked up by it. I have the best and most relaxing voice. I don't know about that, but if that's what you think, I appreciate it. It's a big gun. Possibly even too big. CB, I appreciate that. Thanks, man. Ice Spike, this is they tell me to do audiobooks and relaxation tapes for ages. Well, I am doing some more voice acting in February, and then it's another thing I have. So yeah, it is something I'm working on the side. I'm taking the opportunities when I can get them that are good. I'm character out narration, but there is some stuff that I'm gonna do myself that also is narration based. So some stuff I would do. But yeah, they're two separate skills, I feel, and I don't really think I have that much to talk about. Let's get back to that. What are you doing voice acting on? I'm going to be in Music Therapy of Cinders. I can't really tell you what. But you'll see once you actually watch it. You follow me because the voices in the background, because I appreciate it. Congrats on all the necessary damage. Kirby, thanks, man. Congrats on being a cutie in Shadowplay here. Does that mean you're Sekiro? No, I wish. I think Matt is Sekiro, or maybe God is something else to do. But I don't know. I shouldn't have opened up. I was yeah. Well, I guess we gotta go. Well, wait, so... No, I was wrong. Fogging won't disappear. It doesn't matter where I go. It just won't disappear.
Yeah. Like, oh, I know, I'll bring a good lighter. Well, fuck, that'll last a week, and then what's your plan? Why that's a secret that we're bringing. Probably lighters exist.
They do.
Yeah, not fire.
Right? Yeah. This is not dinosaurs, man.
Yeah, down pat.
I mean,
And also,
does it just say the 1800s, like, broadly?
say, yeah, the year 1800 will say the U.S. is a fresh nation.
You know what would be smart to bring? Like, encyclopedia. That would have a lot of useful information in it.
Would be. And I like this. That's a good one.
I really like. Fuck, you could like invent gasoline or something with the knowledge. Like there's a whole lot of shit that you could figure out.
You could be the greatest. You could be a real asset. Steal the valor of hundreds of inventions who are not even there. You're inventing the correct kind of fuel, antibiotics, all sorts of shit. I'm not smart enough for that either. I guess they just being mold, right? So
Yeah.
my understanding.
Some of them you could make, right? Like even if you can't cure malaria,
Telling
Yeah.
people that germs are a thing. That's pretty impressive.
expose that frog head when was she?
Oh, I'd be like, hey, everyone, there's going to be some lion hunt. About 70 years from now. Don't believe her lies.
I think I would just pick some inventions from the 1800s. Like clearly the materials were there, like the engineering was there, but just the idea hadn't come up yet. And then bring some models. Like I'm pretty sure the locomotive, like the steam engine, was invented in the 1800s, like early 1800s. Like just bring like a model steam engine back, and you'll be the richest man on the planet right away.
Yeah.
Because
Or like cotton schematic.
I don't know
This
why
cotton
my head
gin-
went straight to the tattoo gun.
how do you not remember when the cotton gin was invented in history class? You know so many useless things.
Wow, was it not 1800?
No, it's like 1790.
There's no way to go. I'm not doing it.
I'm looking it up.
You like Whitney? You
That's
like
bait.
Whitney?
Don't think I can't spot your bait.
1801.
Bullshit.
17.
I knew it.
I bought it. I'm Mattel, you got me.
Damn it. Fuck! Alright, so that would have been so funny. And I'm like, hey, everybody. I got
everyone.
Maybe just lied to get.
I got someone's gonna knock your socks off, and they're like, hey, this is like a shitty version of what that other guy, Eli Whitney, made. It's like, fuck. Well, what else?
Yeah.
The better the diesel tractor train stuff.
The diesel tractor. We're going with like.
We're replacing horses here. We're doing good shit. Well, they had steam engines. What's that?
They didn't yet. That's why I'm saying we're inventing.
They didn't have steam engines.
1804.
Where did you get 1804? Not the question.
Taylor, I asked like what year, and Taylor said 1800 exactly.
I wasn't here for that.
You were sitting right there.
I don't know.
Literally.
No.
I mean, well, I'm pretty sure the internal combustion engine was probably invented in like 1885, 1895, in that period.
Inventions.
I love that Taylor's our new fact checker. This is the greatest transition to thank you already.
When was the internal combustion engine invented? I'm saying 1880.
Oh my gosh. So we've got 2 stacks now, and they're going to have to stay.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill, I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you.
I'm sorry. I don't think, at least. I killed the Mimic and then it went dark. The Mimic was working. This is continued from yesterday. You have to win everywhere setting or not. Only after opening kill. I think it's only after opening kill. This brings us inside. Taking these house. The Mimic was actually good. Oh, the save would reload the Mimic, so. Well, this doesn't really help. Kinda sucks. I think this is gonna give us another 5-day. This bonfire is nothing important to it. Never been inside the first bell tower. I have actually. I just wasn't. I got some stuff. And I rung the bells the time I think we friends. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else over there. There's no blockade on that side, is there? Going backwards to that blockade, there's the blockade. I went on the other side of the blockade to do exactly what I'm supposed to do. So, what else can we do?
So the world might be mended.
Well, we might as well just check every single gate there is now, just to double check again.
With big golden exclamation marks growing out of their heads like they've just spotted solid snakes shuffling through the undergrowth. But one way in which AFC does differ is in the emphasis on the story. Dialogue trees are included to allow you to get to know the NPCs, but frankly I find it difficult to care about the personal lives of gormless pisshounds who spend their whole life standing in one place thinking they knows, and when all I want is their quest, I prefer to not have to ask them how their day's going before they can get to the bloody points and tell me how many wombats they want to kill. Playing up the dialogue in the Memoria feels like adding wheels to a hovercraft, but nevertheless Age of Conan attempted seem to be to make every player feel like a hero. Your character has 20 levels of largely solo questing to get through before they're even set loose in the big game world, and there's this ongoing story thread about you being the chosen one or some shit, but it's somewhat undermined by that niggling knowledge that there are 100,000 other chosen ones running around, some lower level, some higher level, but all of them dickheads who are plotting your murder. I don't know if everyone's just prejudiced against Cinderella's free spirit, but Age of Conan seems to be in dire need of smack-tard communication. I don't think I met a single other player who didn't either run up and chop my tits off or run away assuming I'd do the same to them, and every other word in the general chat field is some kind of racial epithet. My theory is that all that solo playing they make you do at the start puts you into the wrong mindset. There's nothing wrong with being a small part of something bigger than yourself. That's how an MMO should work. Solidarity, teamwork, joining 40 friends, or stopping a night elf's face. Age of Conan makes the same mistake with the system by telling everyone that they're special, thus turning them into entitled quack donkeys. Reviewing MMOs is awkward because given the minimal time I can spare in between buying yacht and kissing ladies on the mouth, I can only play the first 30-odd levels of one class, but judging by the sheer number of tweaks that are still being made in patch after patch after patch, many would probably agree that Age of Conan is unrefined. The usual core sense of fighter, rogue, mage, and priest is split between 12 playable classes, and while that's a useful thing to brag about in the press release, making them all balanced is going to be akin to squeezing the bubbles out of freshly applied wallpaper while riding a unicycle. And for my determined nudity immature if you like, but the fact that I wasn't hampered anyway does hang a big question mark on whether there's any point to having armor at all. I'd say the whole game is overburdened with unnecessary familiarity, and the lack of variety or spark ultimately leaves it with more than niche appeal. Specifically, a niche that sells replica swords at gaming conventions and secretly dreams of living inside a Boris Vallejo painting. A cynic can be described as someone who doesn't hold out hope that anything in the future will be good. Frankly, I find it harder and harder to understand why any gamer wouldn't be a cynic at this point. Films starring Morgan Freeman would have you believe that hope is your magical shield against the tribulations of life, but the games industry has collectively taken that shield and shoved it up our arse every time. Probably time we started leaving it at home. To put it in another, less stupid way, if you go by the evidence of the last 10 years and just assume the new Sonic the Hedgehog is just going to be the usual Sonic not, so that you won't get your heart rate broken. So an appropriately mediocre E3 has a limited pass for this mediocre year in gaming. Nintendo has proudly announced their intention to make the Wii do what it was always supposed to do anyway, while Microsoft and Sony busily compete to see who can ship off each other's consoles the most. And of course, a gaggle of upcoming game trailers will wheel down the stir of excitement, but since the eventual quality of most games is going to be essentially determined by spinning a roulette wheel where numbers 1 through 30 have been smeared with pus, I thought I'd better fly in and point out that we're still living in a cruel corporate-run society that treats you like a wallet mounted on the back of an fancy magpie. So here's why we'll use to abandon hopes the shiny objects being held up for us to gore. First up, Prince of Persia. Now, I thought the Sands of Time trilogy was the best game series of the last console generation. I'll pause for a moment so you can all find your socks that just blew off. Okay, so the combat in Game 1 was a basket of farts, and Game 2 stumbled a bit when the Prince went off his angst medication, but overall the characters are solid, the time-controlling gameplay works crazy well with its sudden platforming, to the point that now I feel my fingers unconsciously groping for the rewind button every time my toast lands butter side down. And it seems the new Prince of Persia is going to take all that and piss boiling oil into its eye sockets. Leaving aside for now that the music in the background sounds like someone teased a cat's bollocks and pliers for a few minutes while throwing ball bearings to the piano keyboard, the setting seems to have shifted from historical Persia to somewhere between Final Fantasy X and 12, and by the look of the character design, the concept artist has been spending more than a few holidays there himself. Maybe Prince of Persia's appeal lies in a grounding of reality dusted with a